I'm a bad motherfucker.
Okay, so we can say this much for the IDF. They are doing a lot of remodeling. Demo work, I don't have to tell you, is very expensive. So they're helping the people of Gaza by clearing all their universities and cultural institutions. So they blew up the University of Palestine with 315 mines. All the universities in Gaza have been damaged or destroyed. We need a full academic boycott. I would not hold my breath if you haven't noticed. Our academics are not what one would call profiles in courage. So let's see what happened. Yep. No, yeah, they're fighting Hamas, all right. That was very effective against Hamas. Hamas was in there reading at the time. You can only mine, this is from Arnaud Bertrand, you can only mine a university like this if it's not an active fighting zone. Otherwise, you'd bomb it.
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Meaning destroying the university wasn't done to hunt Hamas fighters there, but instead as part of an effort to destroy Gazan civil society, presumably to prevent the eventual resumption of normal life. This is further confirmed by the fact that all universities in Gaza have now been damaged or destroyed. Yes, they are trying to make it unlivable. They are just destroying everything that these people have. So this is reporter Matt Lee pushing our favorite vampires familiar at the State Department, Mr. Miller, on the destruction of that university.
One based on Saeed's question about the demolition of the university. I don't know if you've seen the video. It's pretty widely available.
I've seen the video.
Certainly looks. I mean, it looks like a controlled demolition. It looks like what we do here in this country when we're taking down an old hotel or a stadium. And you have nothing to say? You have nothing to say about this? I mean, to do that kind of an explosion, you need to be in there. You have to put the explosives down, and it takes a lot of planning and preparation to do. And if there was a threat from this particular facility, they wouldn't have been able to do it.
So I have seen the video. I can tell you that it is something we are raising with the governor of Israel, as we do often do.
When
we see to ask questions and find out what the underlying situation is, as we often do when we see reports of this nature. But I'm not able to characterize the actual facts on the ground before hearing that response.
Yeah, but you saw the video.
I did see the video. I don't know what was.
It looks like a bridge being imploded.
I don't know what was under that building. I don't know what was inside.
But it doesn't matter what was under the building, because they obviously got in there to put the explosives down to do it in the way that they did.
Again, I'm glad you have factual certainty about it. I just don't.
All I have is what I saw in the video.
I just
right?
don't.
And I think you guys saw it too.
Say we did see it, and I can say that we have raised it with the government of Israel.
And it's not troubling to you?
We are always troubled by any degradation of civilian infrastructure in Gaza, but without knowing the actual underlying circumstances. I'm a little hesitant, I think, for reasons that should be understandable, to pass definitive judgment on it from this podium.
This guy is like 3 levels below a tobacco company advertising agency.
Do you know who he's the one that left when Trump got in because he couldn't believe the lack of, like, it was so dishonorable that Trump was in, so he resigned his position. Then he came back when Biden got in, and he's been doing a great job ever since because honor and dignity, etc.
We're troubled by the degradation of any infrastructure. The whole fucking place has been bombed out.
Right.
The whole fucking place.
It's like the surface of the moon.
I didn't say we're mad. Yeah. We're just troubled.
Well, and we saw in our earlier segment what kind of leverage they have with the Israelis. Go fuck yourself. No 2-state solution. We're going to control it. One might say from the river to the sea. Oh, he actually said that. So this is also Nicola Perugini. It's a systematic practice of detonation and destruction of the Palestinian higher education sector in Gaza. This is the Faculty of Medicine of the Islamic University at the beginning of December. Why? For what reason?
Yes! נשים למטה! Yes! קחו את זה!
What does he say?
חנוכה שמח, עם ישראל!
שנקרא נר ראשון.
חנוכה שמח לעם ישראל. חנוכה שמח
Yeah, that's their their pro-Israel battle cry. I don't even know how that translates, because as you all know, they kicked me out of Hebrew school once they figured out what they were dealing with. This is the 21st century equivalent of the Romans salting the earth in Carthage. That's exactly what it is.
Real quick,
that's exactly what it is.
That salting the earth thing is never happened. They didn't. First of all, that wouldn't work. It would be washed away. The salt. They also got paid in salt. It's kind of crazy. All right, guys, get your paychecks. We're going to dump salt on the ground. That's just somebody wrote that as a phrasing. It became a thing, but they never did that. The salting the earth, not real.
You're saying my old neighbor was able to replant their garden after that?
Your old neighbor what?
Was able to replant their garden after I salted it? God damn it. That took me like all afternoon.
You'd never be able to put enough salt for that to happen.
I'm going to have to look that up.
Yeah,
you know what? When I come back, we're going to talk about this. We're going to do a whole segment about salting the earth. No, I know. Well, sometimes they did. Sometimes they did.
What if we kept the field and used it ourselves? No, we're going to use your pay to ruin it. But it doesn't ruin it.
To be fair, that would not be the first time in history that an army or an imperial power simply made a gesture. In fact, we have a segment later in which our illustrious leader mentions how ineffective bombing the Houthis are, and yet we're going to continue. Spoiler alert. Anything else, Keaton?
Well, yeah, this destruction of universities, this destruction of hospitals, just the destruction of the buildings themselves is part of a campaign of genocide. It's actual genocide. Zionists like to get semantical with this. They like to say, well, genocide means you're eliminating a race from the face of the earth.
But no. Not.
The UN Genocide Convention, Article 2, Section C, I'll read from it right now, deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part, i.e. blowing up their schools and their hospitals. That demonstrates genocidal intent, according to the letter of the law. Now, the Zionists don't like to interpret things according to the letter of the law. They like to say, well, genocide, like to break apart the word and say that unless you are explicit in your intent to kill every Arab on earth, you can't be committing genocide. That's nonsense. That is an act of genocide. Blowing up 169 health centers, leveling universities that are empty for no other reason than to destroy it. This fucking guy, we don't know what was under it. Suck my... I don't want to get in trouble. Well, we're on Rumble. Anyway... It's genocide. It's genocide to the letter of the law.
Oh, are we on Rumble?
We are. Rumble.
We are.
Okay. So it's genocide that you said that, by the way.
All right.
I wanted to make the editor's job easier.
All right. Well, I was holding my anti-vax election denying trans Nazis segment, but now that we're on Rumble, all right. To you, Misha.
All right. Kurt, question: is the salt thing not like when you pour out a little something for your homies?
Oh, maybe that's something, but they made it that nothing could grow there again because they dumped salt. That's what salt.
Yes, I'm going to look into this because
he might have dumped out some salt for his homies.
I have never heard that.
I think he dumped out salt for his. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Do you?
Dwayne Vogel. From the river to the sea equals manifest destiny, and manifest destiny is okay for Likud, even if it means genocide for Palestinians.
Yeah, we used it out of the Bible. It's like, I guess at least they're using their own book to justify that shit. We did it with their book. Like, America is the promised land, and Indians are the cursed Lamanites. Joseph Smith used that.
The Amaleks. The Amaleks.
Yeah. Candace Strike. Thanks for. Okay, thank you, Candace Strike, for your comment. And back to Russ.
Okay, so.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit